What is up, guys? We are live on Ring the Bell. Sorry for the delay, you guys. We had a little bit of technical login issues. Just, it always
make it
happens.
a little Emelina entrance, delaying it a little bit.
This is the evolution right now. We're just waiting forever for something to happen. But welcome to Ring the Bell Live. My name is Joey Mayberry. I am your dad bod demigod, broadcasting from my gracious friend Taylor's house, who let me use their internet because, once again, do not use RCN as your internet provider. We are here to talk about the week in women's wrestling on Raw and Smackdown, and joining me is a panel that I am insanely excited for. First off, we have my golden era compadre, Jake Smith is here.
Hey, what's up, guys? If you think it's annoying listening to Joey and I on audio, wait till you see the visuals. So it's going to be a fun time today. I'm excited.
It is going to be so much fun. And then joining us also is our favorite rest friend. Wait, I can't say it that way. One of our favorite rest friends. that was horrible phrasing on my part. Teddy Chavez is here.
Hi, everyone. I'm so happy to be here. Joey, thank you for having me. And I get to work with Jake for the first time. And
I'm so excited.
I know, me too.
Yes. And then finally, last but certainly not least, rounding off our panel tonight is from those wrestling girls, Queen PR is here.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy to be here.
I'm so excited.
I'm so excited to have you. And that backdrop is gorge. You are gorge. Love all of it.
Yo, it's hot as fuck right now in New York City, so I'm just trying to
I made the mistake of walking to FedEx today, and it was insanely hot. I had to change, which is why I'm dressed with nipples out right now. So
it's Hank. It's that type of day.
Hate it.
When it's hot, nips out. That is the rule here on Ring the Bell Live. We
Always.
support it. Yes. Well, guys, I'm so excited that we get to talk about women's wrestling this week because, y'all, no lie, this was a good week for Raw and SmackDown. I know it's coming after all of these releases, which really shook up the women's wrestling world, and I guess maybe that was WWE's signal to be like, okay, we got to go hard and give them some good content.
We can't have another trending hashtag. Oh my God.
Awesome. So let's go ahead and dive right on into our main topic this week, which is, of course, this new Mad Hatter laughing heel turn that Bayley has went into, and the fact that we are getting Bayley versus Bianca Belair at Hell in a Cell. If you guys missed SmackDown this week, what you did see was Bianca Belair come out in a stunning ass jumpsuit because that was absolutely gorgeous. And then Bayley decided to laugh at her all across the arena. I personally loved it, no lie. Patricia, I'll turn it off to you first. How did you feel seeing this Bianca Bayley storyline develop?
I loved it. I was very vocal. I was like, okay, why is Bayley back feuding with Bianca? Inexplicably, but Bayley is so good at what she's doing that she made me want to tune in. When she had the whole arena or the Thunderdome, I love you, Bayley. This is awesome. It's entertaining. You kind of feel like either one can win this feud, and that's what you want out of it. So I was excited about it.
Yeah.
100%. Teddy, how did you feel about it?
I loved it. I just finished rewatching it again because I love Bayley. I'm a huge Bayley fan, and I thought it was funny the way she was just laughing and they had her face all over the Thunderdome. It's so funny. And then someone like Bianca that you can tell doesn't really want to take her serious, but then again, she has to take her serious for their match in Hell in a Cell. I'm excited for Bayley to go against Bianca, and I was gonna say hopefully win, but never mind. I'm not.
Oh
no!
Okay.
I actually want Bianca to retain.
Jake, how are you with this Bayley and Bianca feud now?
So I'm really into it now. Now, a few weeks ago, it was just kind of okay, they're wrestling because it's going to be a good match. All right, great, amazing, we're aware. But I'm glad they're actually putting some stuff behind it now and making it seem more personal. First off, I adore that Bayley was in a room of just posters of herself and her accomplishments.
I didn't notice that until like today when I rewatched it. I was like, wait, is she like in her own like fandom?
I was like, is she in Izzy's room? What is going on? So like, it was so cute. I loved it.
It was 100% Izzy's room. Let's be real.
Izzy, why is Bayley at your house? So I loved it. I thought that was such like a funny little touch. And just like the zoom in on her face, the laughing, and just to get all over the arena. See, I know Alexa had done this a few months ago, but I thought this was 10 times better than when Alexa did it. Because it was just like, it was hysterical. It was Bayley. It's seeing her character evolve. And that's what's amazing about Bayley. Over 2 years, look how much she's changed. And I think that's just a testament to why she's such a reliable worker and why this is such a perfect, like, you know, first feud to really establish Bianca in her women's championship reign, because I think it's going to go on. Also, shout out to Bianca repping Dunkin' Donuts colors for Donut Day. So pretty awesome. So,
oh, I didn't think about that, but now my fat ass wants a donut.
Oh yeah,
but...
girl, I hooked it up. There's an Amish donut place in Philly. Oh.
I love that. So one thing I want to talk to you guys about, because I noticed it, because we got to see Bayley versus Bianca at WrestleMania Backlash. And the big thing that a lot of us were talking about was that it just didn't feel like the match really mattered. There wasn't much of a storyline build up to Backlash. But now that this has come around, I really wish they would have held out this match until Hell in a Cell. Because if they would have put like maybe Carmella at WrestleMania Backlash and still let Bayley kind of interweave herself to build that character to this, I think we would have seen a really well-rounded storyline versus, you know, having Bayley versus Bianca now for, you know, the second time. Are you feeling a bit more invested now, or were you still kind of feeling it going into WrestleMania Backlash? Teddy, what do you think?
Well, to be honest, I don't even watch SmackDown like that. I know. I was catching up for you.
But you'll make time for Raw?
not even Raw or SmackDown. No, but it's very. I don't even know what to say anymore. But I don't know. I like the point that you were making, and I was gonna say that I like the point that you were making, and Jake too. How Bayley's character has been developing, and I think that's also helping their chemistry now rather than the chemistry that they had before, because I feel like Bayley is getting better with her character.
Oh, 100%. PR, how are you feeling about this evolution of Bayley? Like, who? Eva Marie who?
I and that's what I love most, I think, about Bayley is the evolution, because even when she first turned heel, you can tell she was even getting comfortable in the role. Now she's like fully in it, like she has fully kind of found herself, like even her style, she feels more comfortable in her style, like her haircut, the metallic leggings, like, you know, I think just seeing it is very heartwarming, because we're talking about Izzy, and she is so far removed from that version of Bayley, but I'm like here for every step of the way. And she's great. She's great.
I mean, is Izzy that far removed? Because she's been on here a few times and she's been stirring up some controversy recently on Ring the Bell. So maybe she's evolving with Bayley. I love it. Jake, how are you feeling about the Bayley-lution?
I think that's good. The Bayley, yeah, that works. Yeah, I'd slap that on a t-shirt. Yeah. Okay.
Baylution sounds like some kind of weird European lotion. A little bit.
Like, should I be knowing about this?
Like, sounds like something I'd steal from a hotel room. Take the Baylution. Yeah, no, like everyone's saying, we've really seen her evolve and grow, and she continues to just come into her own. And I think she's really gotten comfortable, because she was so tagged as a babyface, and she was one of those people. It's like, it's hard to see her as anything else. I know for me, when she first turned heel, I was like, ooh, I don't know if this is going to work. But she really pulled it off, and I'm so glad she surpassed everyone's expectations, because she's really come into her own. My only complaint is I wish her theme music was like a slowed down version, like a la like 2005, 2006, when someone would turn heel and they'd like remix their theme to be like a slow version. So I'd like, there are no like, I'd love like something like that. Most of the themes now are ass, but anyway.
Just bring in Union Underground again. again, have them redo Bayley's music.
Yes.
But also, I think Bianca's really evolving and coming into her own as champion. I think she's really stepping up. I really like the words she was even saying before Bayley interrupted, you know, talking about how she was always picked on for being a little bit more muscular and being more athletic. And look at her
Using
now.
the word mannish as well.
I'm mannish,
Did,
yeah.
Yes. I was like, oh, okay, I'm paying attention.
And like, and I personally, I love that because like, obviously, like I've always loved the more muscular women. So I think it's amazing that she is really calling to that too, because I think that's really speaking to a lot of people. So awesome. I loved it. Both of them are evolving into such great characters.
Such great characters, but also when you compare it to like what's going on Raw, where everyone seems to be like in this middle ground tweener role, we have some clear cut heels and baby faces on SmackDown for the first time in a while. And I think that's what made Bianca's promo so powerful and so good was she's got character direction for the first time in a hot second. Because even the feud leading up to WrestleMania with Sasha Banks was all muddled up by the whole Reginald stuff. Yeah. So she's finally got some stuff she can talk about, which when you let Bianca Belair have a microphone, she is not going to disappoint.
No, definitely not.
100%. Well, that's what happened in that whole scenario with Bayley and Bianca. Before we move into the entire weekly review, because y'all, no lie, my Raw notes got to take up an entire page for the first time.
That's what she wants to hear, though.
I know. But we did get a super chat in the midst of everything. So I want to go ahead and talk about that a little bit. Squared Circle Addict says, I just want to say Bayley is incredible. Who would have thought a beloved babyface would be such a fantastic heel? I love her. We kind of echoed that in our own sentiments. Would you guys agree with Squared Circle Addicts?
I do.
Mm-hmm. They know what's up. I love it.
They know what's up, but I just got tongue-tied right there because I wanted to say Squared Circled Sirens so bad.
Oh my god! Aw.
Just so up for it. Do you guys have any last comments before we move on to Raw this week?
No, nothing in mind, but just a really fun segment. And now it actually has me looking forward to the match a lot more at Hell in a Cell. I just hope it becomes a Hell in a Cell match. Mm-hmm. You know, I think that'd be great.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. But let's go ahead and move on into probably one of my favorite Miz TVs that I've actually seen in a while to kick off Raw this week. Because on Miz TV, we had The Miz and his himbo boyfriend, John Morrison, interviewing the Queen, Charlotte Flair, still repping that Cruella robe, looking fabulous. Charlotte walked out, and she, of course, my big note that I wrote was garlic smells good. But she talked about John Morrison's garlic for a hot second, and then said that she's going to turn Rhea's dreams into a nightmare, which is completely Rhea Ripley's gimmick. Cue Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley comes out. She says that basically she was distracted last week in that 2-minute challenge for Nikki Cross, which queued up Nikki Cross to come out and issue a challenge to become the number one contender after the match at Hell in a Cell. Fingers crossed personally on that, which set up a match between Charlotte and Nikki Cross following this. Guys, I thought this segment was just such pure fun. I really enjoyed it. Jake, how did you feel about Miz TV this week?
Yeah, you know, actually, like, normally I don't watch a lot of the men's stuff, but I actually was prepared to fast forward, and then they're like, Charlie's coming out. I'm like, oh, wait, hold on, I have to rewind a little bit just to see that. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was cute. I agree. I think garlic smells good. I eat raw garlic. I love garlic.
I love garlic.
So good.
Right?
Don't know why she was disgusted. But anyway, so I liked that little bit. I thought the bit with Rhea was cute too. The thing is with Rhea though, I want to see more of this aggression coming out of her because I know it's there. I know she's totally capable of it because it just seemed like a little like, well, I'm the nightmare. It's like, okay, prove it. Like, it's just like, I want to see some of that like NXT like fire that we were seeing with her before come back on the main roster, which happens a lot. But the Nikki stuff was really the gold in this segment, though. I love that Nikki's getting this little push. I'm hoping it's a long-lasting situation, and I hope she does get the title match she deserves. But I hope it's a competitive thing. My fear is this will translate into like a quick squash match for Rhea and or Charlotte. But I really want Nikki to be seen as another credible person. We need more than just Charlotte, Rhea, Asuka in the title scene right now. So, and we'll see what happens. But it was a nice segment, and I always do like when the women interact with the men. So it was nice to see some of that as well.
100%. Now you mentioned Nikki kind of getting pushed towards the background and possibly being squashed. It's kind of sad to me during that segment. They kind of just talked about Nikki like she was the easiest person in the world to beat. Like she's not a former tag team champion, 2-time tag team champion, a woman who went toe to toe with Asuka in a last man standing match in NXT. That was just kind of like, it
was disrespectful.
It was.
Like she's not for nothing. Like her match with Asuka is one of my favorite NXT women's title matches. Their last women's standing match. But also not for anything, she was in the Smackdown title picture. Like it was 2 years ago now, but like she was a credible threat for the SmackDown women's title. So like why all of a sudden, because she hasn't been on TV, are we pretending like this is like a waste of my time? Like, oh, Nikki, I can beat her. Like, bitch. You know what it is? It's the theme music. Like another theme music
That's
issue.
the last thing I thought you were gonna.
She's got this like Leanne Rimes crap now, like, and she's got to go back to like the like scary ugh.
You know, Nikki just decided she moved to the States and she got a little bit country. PR, how did you enjoy this Miz TV segment?
I'm a big Miz fan. I love Miz TV. So and like Jake said, anytime the women are featured on it, I'm like into it. But what's unfortunate though, and where WWE like frustrates me is it would have been easy to tie in her history with Asuka. You know what I mean? Like that's not you don't have to manufacture that. Like they already had great matches. Like people like you highlighted their feud in NXT. So why not bring that into it instead of positioning Nikki as like this like underling that like is lucky to even be in this position when honestly WWE is lucky to have Nikki Cross in the Raw Championship picture. So
100%.
But I did enjoy it. It did. I have been so disinterested in the Raw Women's title picture the last few months. Now I'm like, okay, let me tune in and see what this is going to be.
100%. I mean, the Nikki Cross thing is sad, but I wrote down something in all caps on my notes, and I feel bad that I haven't talked about it just yet. Y'all, Rhea Ripley's boots.
What about them?
Hold on, I'm trying to picture which ones he got on.
They were giant. They were studded. Maybe I was the only one that cared, but I was living my Hot Topic.
I was gonna say, I was like, girl went to Hot Topic before Raw.
I was like, what about them? I think they're hot.
I need to look at them again. I should notice them more often. She like stomps every 5 seconds, like in her entrance.
I mean,
how do I not notice them?
As a fellow Spice Girls fan, the fact that you weren't living for the big platform boots, I'm a little sad, Jake. A little sad.
There's a lot of fashion things going on that are distracting. I think Charlotte's been killing it lately. So like honestly, I've been like checking out her gear. So I don't know. I'll pay attention to Rhea a little bit more though.
Can I do say one thing about Rhea though that my sister and I, Letty, always talk about is her rocking that black lipstick. I don't think anyone can pull off black lipstick like Rhea Ripley. Like she needs her own line of black lipstick already. Like who is her brand manager? Like she needs a cosmetic line. I don't know if you guys agree, but every time between her cut and the lipstick and how she's just very unique, her presentation is awesome.
Well, I always loved like the unique looking girl. And I think that always translates like with people, the alternative type of woman. Like Lita was like so big like when I was growing up that like, 'cause she was like, or like depressed Lita. Listen to us if you don't get that one. But like, yeah, just like, you know, I think the alternative type of woman is always going to be a big sell. Yeah. And I think Rhea is killing it. I know even before she was called, like year before she won the NXT title, I remember around like WrestleMania in 2019, I saw so many Rhea shirts. Everyone's like, oh my God, I love Rhea. I was like, oh, she's not even like on NXT. I was like, I'm surprised she has this big of a following already. So, but you know, if WWE like gives her the right stuff to work with, the problem right now, it's not, for me, it's not necessarily her that's the issue. It's like that they're not giving her good material to work with because I know she's capable of it. But her look, she's got it.
Oh, 100%.
For
My
sure.
husband said that she kind of resembled the Pixies from the Pixar movie Onward, and I
Oh,
filed for
no way.
divorce, but that's another story.
I see it.
In the best way.
Yeah. But to round out our discussion on Miz TV, Teddy, what did you think of this segment?
First of all, the women look beautiful. I know we were just talking about that. Rhea Ripley's my girl crush, so I think I thought she looked so hot. And Charlotte as well. But also, I know this is about the women, but I think Miz and Morrison kind of made it a little bit better just because them in the background, I don't know, I just thought they looked hilarious. Morrison with his garlic. I don't know. I really did enjoy that as well. But also, I agree with you guys on the whole Nikki situation. I was listening to that in the background, and I was like, why is Charlotte speaking of Nikki like, yeah, she's the easiest thing to beat? I also caught that, and I was like, that is so rude.
Mhm.
But my thing with this is I'm excited, but we've seen Charlotte and Rhea so much that it's like, I hope they give us something different. I understand why it's happening. Charlotte can't just come in here and not try to get the title back, but I just hope they give us something different because we have seen it so many times.
So many times. And after this segment ended, we saw a nice smack from Nikki Cross to Charlotte Flair after Charlotte said that she could beat that little troll in 1 minute, which I was like, she just said troll? Okay. I see you, Charlotte.
Yeah.
And then after a pretty lengthy commercial break, we made it back to the actual match itself. It was Charlotte versus Nikki Cross in honestly what I thought the match with Rhea Ripley should have been, where Nikki's trying to avoid the person to run out the clock rather than the other way around it was with Rhea Ripley, which was strange.
Yeah.
So this match lasted all of 2 minutes. The big thing that I saw from this, besides, Nikki really using the match strategy to her advantage, was she hit a tornado DDT on Charlotte Flair from the corner, and Charlotte just stood up. There was absolutely no sell from a tornado DDT. And I was like, girl, come on. If you're going to sell me something, I ain't going to buy no t-shirt from that. Jake, how did you feel about this 2-minute contest?
I mean, like, it was what it was. I'm actually a little irritated that they made these beat the clock matches, to be honest. I felt like that makes Nikki look even like less like a threat, like, oh, I could beat you in 2 minutes, like squash, blah, blah. Like, it's just like, all right, again, that's super disrespectful to Nikki. I think Nikki it was a good strategy this week, much better than the Rhea one, I thought. But I agree, the tornado DDT thing, like, I remember watching it and I was like, what? Like, cause I love me a tornado DDT. Like, Jacqueline's is one of my favorites of all time. So I was just a little like peeved that a move that's been a finisher for some women, just like Charlotte just stood up from. And it's just, and I don't know if Charlotte's like selling, like, I don't know what the situation is there. She's obviously an incredible competitor, but it was upsetting to see something like that. But I'm happy Nikki's little push is continuing. I'm not sure where it's going. I loved the slap. Didn't love hearing Nikki's music again, but I'm happy. Bring on! But I'm happy for her, so that she's getting some TV time.
So happy for her. PR, how did you feel about this match that honestly Charlotte did Mickie James a disservice in?
I'm a little over Charlotte at the moment. So it's like one of those things where it's like, if you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. But I mean, I like Nikki, that Nikki Cross is involved. I just wish they kind of like held her for like a better regard, if that makes sense.
Oh,
Yeah.
100% on that one. We've been talking about it the entire podcast. It's just, what do you do here? Teddy, how did you feel about this quick little contest?
The same thing. All I can say is that I'm also glad that Nikki Cross is part of it, just so that we don't get just Rhea and Charlotte in this feud. They added Nikki, and that's something a little different. And yeah, that's all I feel. I think the 2-minute thing was kind of like, whatever. I knew Nikki was going to win, because what would have been the point of it? And yeah.
I honestly hope we see a little bit more of Nikki at Hell in a Cell. But before we move on to the rest of Raw, since this is a nice little transition period, let's do one more super chat. And Jake, I know you're going to be interested in this one. User A said, did you guys hear about Vice TV's announcement of the Chyna documentary? Would it be cool if you did a live stream reaction to it? We just might do that. Jake, I'm gonna let you take that one first. How did you feel about that Chyna documentary announcement?
Well, I appreciate the literal 57 texts and messages I got about this trailer coming out yesterday. If anyone who doesn't know, I'm a massive Chyna fan. This is literally the outfit from her last match behind me. But I'm obsessed with her. I have mixed feelings about this. I'm very excited this documentary is finally seeing the light of day, and I'm ecstatic that her family was involved with it, and that it's going to be done the justice it deserves. It's 2 hours from what I'm hearing. Part of me is a little peeved because I think they did use some footage that they were shooting for that Chyna documentary they were going to produce the last year of her life. I have some mixed feelings about the people who were behind that. I honestly, her manager seemed a little shady. When I was with Diva Dirt, we were supposed to interview Chyna, and I was supposed to interview Chyna, which would have been just me going, I love you so much. So so Chyna, her manager was a little shady to me, and apparently they filmed finding her body, which I pray is not in the documentary. So I have some mixed feelings about the people who were managing her at the time of her passing. But I believe they're not involved. So I'm ecstatic to see this. I am excited for people who don't know about Chyna and don't know who Chyna is, because I know I've told off some people on Twitter who always post, Becky Lynch is the face of the company, only woman to ever do it. Not today. I have an album on my phone of Chyna PR. So anyway, Chyna is my all-time favorite wrestler. I'm so excited she is getting this exposure. And I don't know if I'm emotionally prepared though to hear about the dark parts of her life. It's going to be hard to watch a lot of that and to know she was suffering. I just hope she does know where in heaven that she is so loved. She means so much to so many people. And I love when I connect with other Chyna fans online and stuff, and they tell me they love her too. She's an inspiration. She's an icon, and she really did so much for this business. So I'm excited that her legacy is going to be living on in some capacity.
I absolutely love that.
I love that too.
I don't know if I can follow that. Would either of you ladies like to?
Jake got this.
I know that was so beautiful, and it literally reminded me when you said that she's in heaven, and you hope that she sees how much we love her. Yes, because when she passed away, literally what I told my husband was I hope she knows that she was loved. I remember crying, and I was like, I hope she knows that she was fucking loved. So when you said that, I was like, yes, that you literally said the most beautiful words. I can't. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I had a lot of champagne today, so
it's okay.
Talking about Chyna and the fact that she died alone and the wrestling world fucking threw her away.
Yeah.
Will always. Let's change the subject if you don't mind.
Oh my goodness. Well, now that everybody has completely gotten into their feels, let's go ahead and jump back into Monday Night Raw so we can have a bit more smiles going on here. Oh, did we lose Jake?
We lost him.
I think he's frozen.
Oh, he just vanished from the stream entirely. Let's go ahead and discuss something small until we can get him hopefully back online. Because when I say small, Eva Marie is still coming. Okay, we got Jake back. Let's see.
Can I just ask, are any of you excited to see her wrestling ability? I'm just genuinely curious.
I guess Chyna's ex-manager was listening to me. But anyway, I'm excited to see it. So.
Oh, are you still talking about the documentary? Because
No. I heard the Eva Marie question. I'm excited to see it.
I'm excited to see her wrestle. This was the first. I know we haven't discussed it too much on the live because honestly, it's just been the same process of Eva Marie's coming, Evolution, she's coming. So this is the first time we've seen her really showcase. Okay, she might be coming back to the ring. The promos got me excited, but I'm still kind of at that point of if you're going to debut her already. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
Right. We've done the long, promo videos, vignettes, and everything. Like, I really want to see what she can do, because I was one of those random people that was like, you know, kind of give Eva a chance, because you see her on Total Divas actually training. And she does have an it factor. I may not be a personal huge fan of hers, but if she comes back and can wrestle, I'm interested to see what she does.
Oh, 100%. Teddy, any thoughts on Eva Marie?
No, I was very disappointed. I was very disappointed years ago, and I don't care. I really don't.
Oh, you got me right there, girl. Well, let's move on to something I found very exciting, because I know a lot of people are not on the Reginald train, but we got Shayna versus Reginald on Monday Night Raw, and guys, that was a legit intergender wrestling match.
Finally.
Finally, it's been so long. Prior to the match starting, we got to see Nia Jax and Reginald in the back, and Nia was very concerned for Reginald. She really didn't want him to actually go to the ring and compete against Shayna Baszler, which I enjoyed seeing Nia finally, I guess, pick a side in this overall feud that we're actually seeing. The match itself, we got to see Shayna work the leg of Reginald in some really, really fun ways. Reginald hitting a body slam on Shayna Baszler, which was nuts. It wrapped all up with Shayna looking like she was about to get the win with the Kirifuda. Kane had one of his pyros go off again. He was stuff. I don't know. Seemingly, this is leading to Shayna feuding with Alexa Bliss and Lily, but we saw Reginald pick up the win with the dreaded move of Monday Night Raw, the roll-up. Ooh, it gets everyone. Teddy, how did you feel about this intergender wrestling match with Reginald and Shayna?
I was so excited, especially for Shayna. We know she's powerful enough to take on a man. So I was very excited to see that. I'm a huge fan of intergender wrestling. Obviously don't know what really was going on, like why Shayna hates him and everything. I did see the recaps. But I thought it was great. Did I expect for Shayna to lose? No. I thought she was going to win. But yeah, I thought the match was great. I enjoyed it.
Same. Jake, how did you feel about this match?
I loved it. I love intergender matches. And it was nice to see, Reginald have an actual match. On Raw, like, I feel like the things we've been seeing are flippy things. I don't know if he's like actually like trained. I know he was in Cirque du Soleil, so like maybe he's been training more. Also, side note, I really like his music, and I know I don't like a lot of the Def Rebel themes, but I like his the like "Set it la boom" thing, like that. It's just like,
I don't know what you said. It was like a Lady Gaga song. You just randomly start speaking in French.
But I loved the match. I thought Shayna looked really good in it, as well as Reginald, which whatever. I hope he doesn't stick to just wrestling the women, though. I don't want to see him super involved in the division, and I'm hoping his thing with like Nia can just be like with Nia. I don't know if this means like Shayna and Nia are like completely done. It kind of leaves it open-ended, I feel like. But the match itself was fine. The pyro going off, yeah, I guess it makes sense why Shayna would lose because of that. But that was what it was. But besides that, it told a story, and it was a good match. And this is honestly, I have to say, one of the best Shayna's main roster matches I feel like we've seen so far.
Oh, 100%.
Like, yeah, she hasn't really gotten to showcase, how she's so good with the submissions and how she's good at like punishing certain body parts. So I thought this was great that we got to see more of her, showcase more of that. So I enjoyed it in that respect.
100% here too. And hashtag that moonsault was so pretty. But VR, I see. Okay, yeah, you were feeling that moonsault too. How did you feel about this match?
I like intergender matches. I do wish I would like to see him wrestle men, but Shayna should have won. Period.
Mm-hmm.
I think Shayna has she's had a disservice, I think, like just the way they've been booking her. Like someone in the comments was like, she's been eating the pins for the tag team. So it's like, I really wish that Shayna would have like won this match, even if it was like on some fuckery shit. Like I would have liked to see that. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it, and I like Reginald in the mix. Like I never thought I would say that, but I like it.
Yeah, well, we'll go ahead and move on to the tag team match that we got. We'll discuss a little bit of the aftermath of what happened in the Reginald Shayna match when we talk about Alexa's Playground in just a bit. So let's go ahead and move on to what was unknowingly the last match we got to see Lana in, which was Lana and Naomi taking on Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke, who came to play with their gear game on
Oh my God.
Night Raw.
Rock Destroyers. Yes.
That gear was gorgeous. I was like, I don't know where y'all bought it, but y'all need to pay those, like pay them double. Like that was gorgeous.
Yeah.
And honestly, this match was probably the best women's tag team match I think I've seen in months.
Yeah.
This was entertaining. It was short, but these ladies came to play. The counter that or the tag combo moves that Naomi and Lana were pulling out, now knowing that those moves aren't going to happen anymore is just so sad, because I was watching it going, these women have been working. The moves were so congruent. They looked like they were on par with each other. It was just, and then to move on towards the end of the match to see Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke bust out a new tag team finisher. This whole match was just so good. We had Natty and Tamina on commentary. This was right what I needed to do. And just knowing that we've already lost one of these tag teams is insanely sad. PR, how are you feeling after watching this?
I was such a huge Lana. I am a huge Lana fan, and you can tell that her and Naomi have been doing everything they can do to be a better tag team. So, and you could tell that they were okay, this match is when we're going to showcase it. They've been training, and even Mandy and Dana, the same thing. And then for all of that to just end in one business decision, now Lana's gone, is really unfortunate. But I am all for women on Raw. On the 3-hour show, it's okay, so we're only doing this. People don't get entrances. So for me, the fact that they were able to showcase those moves, even though it was a short match, we still can take note of the improvement. I am now grateful for that. I do feel like both of those tag teams deserve more of a payoff, because they've been working.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it. I really did.
Awesome. Teddy, how did you like this tag team match on Raw?
I really enjoyed it, and I agree with the gear, and also I was caught off guard. I didn't know Lana and Naomi had a match on Monday. I didn't watch this on Monday. So then I was like, wait a minute, Lana had her last match and then she was fired. What was it, the next day that this happened?
Couple days, yeah.
Yeah, that caught me off guard. That was sad. But yeah, I think the match was great. I enjoyed it. It makes me sad that Lana's not there anymore, because I think Naomi and Lana do have very, very great chemistry. At first, I thought it was a little odd that they put them together, but I don't know. I don't know if it's because both of them are just great wrestlers that they can work together. But what else was I going to say about the match? I don't know. I forgot, but I enjoyed it.
Amazing. Jake, how did you feel about this very old school kind of golden era diva?
Yeah, I was gonna say it was giving me diva era tease, so I was all about it. First of all, I loved the matching gear for both teams. I thought it was so cute. Mandy and Dana are finally since WrestleMania, I think, bringing it in terms of what I envisioned them as a tag team initially. Because at first they were another team that I was okay, they're both blonde and muscular, all right, whatever. But then I'm they really grew on me when they started wearing the matching Gucci belts and stuff. And then so I was all right, I like them. So now that they have the matching gear, I think that's just another thing. And even them, they had some cute tag team moves they were busting out. And I loved Naomi and Lana's moves that they were busting out too. And it makes me so sad for both Lana and Naomi, because I think the two of them, what I love about them is even if they're given like nothing to work with, they will make the most of it. And
100%.
really put their all into it and be like, okay, hey, they're making us like a random tag team. Let's make it work. Like they got the gear down. They came up with some innovative tag team moves together. I think I heard Lana was like living in a hotel room just to train with Natty or something.
That's true.
To perfect her skills. So like she really wanted to make this work. And I love that for Lana. I love that she wants to be taken seriously as a wrestler. I'm not worried about her. I think she's going to land on her feet in another company. And I really hope wherever she ends up, I hope she's showcased as a top tier talent and able to shine. I think she's really developed, and I think she's willing to learn, and I think she's willing to put the work in. And she's shown that over these last few years, especially. And honestly, and especially since her husband left, and she's still with if that was me, I'm not gonna lie. Like if they like fired my husband and like I sit there, I would like not give a shit. I'd be like, whatever. I'm giving the bare minimum. But she was still putting in 100%, still putting her all into everything. And I really love that about her. And this tag team match it was so much fun to watch. I loved Naomi's move over the top rope too. The corkscrew thingy.
Corkscrew, that's the one I was looking for.
I loved that. That was so like Naomi is so good. Why is she not in every like match?
We've only been saying that for about 8 years now.
Yeah, but it was great, and I loved like Natty and Tamina's like little commentary too. And it was they were cute. I loved them together too. So it was a feel good match. Looking back at it now, bittersweet, but in the moment it was feel good.
It was very feel good. Before moving on for the sake of time to the playground segment, one note that I wrote was I had a hard time differentiating Mandy and Dana in this match. I couldn't tell which person was which half the time. And you know what? That's a good tag team make right there. But let's go ahead and move on to one of the best Alexa's Playground segments. This was so much character development, especially, we're finally getting to see Alexa start to interact more with people and really seeing what she's about. So the original guest on the show was Reginald himself, who had his leg taped up from the match. Nia didn't want him to go again, which was great. And then as he's sitting there, he just gets attacked by Shayna Baszler right after Alexa Bliss, who, at being Alexa Bliss stand, I know is such a big Disney fan. So I love that she asked him about Cirque du Soleil. really proud about that. But then Shayna Baszler attacks Reginald and sits down and insults Alexa, and then gets down on her knees to directly insult Lily, calling Lily a stupid doll. Mm-hmm. I think this is leading to something really interesting. It sets up for, I don't know if it's set up for a match or just Shayna interacting with Alexa and Lily next week, but something's happening between Alexa Bliss and Shayna Baszler next week. So crossing my fingers, we finally get to see what Alexa's new character is going to look like in the ring. Teddy, how did you feel with this Alexa's Playground segment?
I really liked it. And let me tell you, I know this is going to break your heart, but I am not an Alexa Bliss fan at all.
No one is. It's just me.
But, I can't deny the fact that she's good in the ring. She's good on the mic. She's good at these promos. Like, she's crazy. It looks like she really is crazy. She does so great with this character. So the way that she was talking to Reginald and using her doll, I was like, man, this bitch is crazy. And it works so well. I was enjoying that segment. And then Shayna comes and, like you said, hopefully they do something with them, because that's something that I'll probably tune in for.
Yeah, it's got to be something directly correlated, because that flame happening in all of Shayna's matches and now them interacting. True. It has to be something. But, I say it like WWE doesn't just go, hey, guess what? None of this stuff happened. Right.
It doesn't matter anymore.
Right.
Exactly. Jake, how are you feeling seeing Alexa challenge or get in the face of Shayna Baszler a little bit?
Relieved, because I thought she was going to try to feud with Reginald. So, I was like, I don't know. It's tough to know who she's talking to, because like the Pyros things have been happening with Reginald too. So, I don't know. So like he was on, but I'm relieved to see it looks like it's going towards Shayna. I thought not only was this great for Alexa, I thought this made Shayna look like a badass too. Finally, And I loved her jacket too. But I enjoyed that little stuff. I thought Alexa was good at being her like creepy self. And what I really loved is Shayna had that like hint of hesitation before saying something to Lily. Like she got down and then she took a beat. Like she's like, am I going to say something in her head? And she's like, yeah, I'm going to say something like, you're just a stupid doll. And I was like, uh-oh. And then Alexa's like, So I'm excited to see where this goes. I'm hoping, I'm honest, it's tough because like they both kind of need to come out of this looking strong. So I'm interested to see what's going to happen.
Very interested. And Queen PR, how did you feel about the Queen of Spades getting in the face of Lily?
I agree with what a lot of Jake and Tetsy said, but I love Alexa Bliss covering the doll's eyes when she started attacking. And that just goes to Alexa Bliss's talent as a performer. And Teddy, I'm with you. I'm not the biggest Alexa Bliss fan, but she's very good at what she's doing, and I'm into it. I like that it's not going to be her and Reginald. I like that this might be a Shayna Baszler thing. So yeah, I'm into it.
I'm just hoping that Lily ends up being Kane.
It's gonna be Oksana in a wig.
Can we put that on a t-shirt?
Yes, we can.
Guys, totally. It's seriously though, no, but I'm convinced it's just gonna be Oksana in a wig again. So
let's be real. It's Jamie Keys. No.
I am Eloisa. I'm back. That would be cool, though.
100% for Eloisa coming back. But let's go ahead and jump to SmackDown. If you guys haven't watched since the beginning of the episode, we've already discussed Bayley and Bianca. So let's go ahead and talk about this match got me in my feels last night, y'all. Because it was Liv Morgan coming out by herself, so upset that she smacked the cameraman with her jacket to face Carmella. Both ladies got a promo during their entrance. And I got to say, Carmella's promo really got me because I was like, this girl can talk. Why are y'all not putting her on screen and giving her a microphone every single Friday? Because I love the I'm gorgeous, honey. And yeah, I kind of like it. That was everything. Liv Morgan seems like she's a little bit shaken still because, you know, she was in a tag team until 2 days prior. So now she has to develop this entire new character, to which commentary didn't even address that Ruby Riott isn't there anymore. They just kind of skimmed over it, which I felt really uncomfortable by. Jake, I see you biting your tongue down there. What did you think about this?
Well, first of all, I won't lie. This was my favorite match of the week and favorite segment of the week. Speaking of Diva era tease, this gave me so much because it wasn't a long match, but the two of them made the most of it for what they did. And so they didn't really like mention Ruby's gone, but they did make one shade comment that I detected. Liv going at it alone tonight. Uncalled for.
Uncalled for.
So, yeah, Liv is kind of like now in this like weird in between, like because I'm kind of hoping she goes back to like the gear she was kind of doing pre-Riot Squad, like the leather looks. I really was liking that. But like now she's like kind of in this because her music now with this like rocker thing, it's like once again, Liv is stuck trying to find the real me. So
someone get her a bathtub. Quick.
Where is my robe? So anyway, I'm hoping they find what they're going to do with her correctly because she's got so much talent and she really showcases it in this match. And Carmella as well. I loved this match. It's just like I love seeing the girls who aren't always on top getting some time to shine. Like because this really didn't have to do anything with the tag title picture or the women's title picture. It was just a match. I would love to see some progression there where they go on to feud or something and give them something to do. But I loved the match for what it was. I thought there were a lot of really cute spots in it. And it's just, I would have preferred Liv to win. That's just me. Just especially because they did her dirty this week. But it was so much fun to watch.
I agree with you on that. I thought she was going to grab a win here just to kind of catapult her into the title picture. Queen PR, how did you feel seeing Carmella test her skills against the newly single Liv Morgan?
I was very emotional hearing Liv come out alone, and like you said, you can tell she was still very shaken by it. But Liv Morgan is very talented in the ring, and I am huge on Carmella just being showcased more because she has that star power. She's proven it. So I do wish Liv would have won. Just just with the simple fact that like you guys literally are just like turning her like career upside down. Like you have her do this, and I know I'm going way back, but I can't help but think of Lana. Like you have her do that thing with Lana. You tease this thing, it turned into that. It didn't work out. Then you have Ruby turn on her, but then not turn on her. They're the Riot Squad again. Then the Riot Squad has momentum, and then you fire Ruby, and then you put her in this run feud with Carmella. So and then I also don't like how they just took Reginald from Carmella, which I think took away from her new character. So for me, it was very like, okay, what's going on? But then, like Jake said, they really showed out for that small amount of time, and I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued. I hope this turns into something more and a non-title feud to show that the women can do that.
Yeah.
They really did show out. Like those combos that Liv was delivering, that backbreaker into the face to the buckle, into that stomp, come through. 100%. Teddy, this Carmella versus Liv Morgan match, what were your thoughts on it?
First of all, I think AW needs to take some notes because like Jake mentioned, they're not the top stars in WWE, right? But they were used anyway. And they were given the chance to showcase what they have. And I love that. That they had already given us Bayley and Bianca, but they still decided to give us Liv and Carmella in the ring. And I think what's it called? Carmella, like Queen PR said, Carmella's character, I loved it when she was with Reginald. Sorry, I couldn't put that into words. And I agree. Afterwards, I was like, oh, sorry. Well, what's going to happen now? But I think she's doing great. And also, let me say that I'm so happy after all the people that were fired. I was so happy to see them there. Liv and Carmella, two people that, like I said, they're not the top stars. But for them to still be there, I don't know. I was just happy to see them there. And they delivered. They gave us a great match.
100% agree with that. But you guys, just to reiterate again, this was a solid week of women's wrestling from WWE. I know we don't talk about NXT or AEW on the specific show, which we would love to. If you guys would like to donate to the Patreon on Ring the Bell so that we can continue to do more of this, because this is none of our day jobs, we'd really appreciate it. But women's wrestling really was showcased across the map, honestly, this week. And this was a really great reset and really something that we love to see, especially, I know everyone here is such a huge women's wrestling fan. And it's just, like I said, you love to see it. But let's go ahead and discuss some of the super chats that we got. I see a few messages that say that I've missed some super chats or ignored them. If I did, y'all, I don't see them, but I'm going to show you what I got. So, if anybody wants to decipher this one for me, it says, who think Naomi parent be? Thank you, Shanty B. I'm not sure what that means. Any ideas, guys?
No.
Wasn't Naomi's dad on Total Divas? Yeah, he like produces music or something, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's
like he worked with her. I was like, I just want to dance all night.
No, I just listened to that song at the gym the other day. It came up on my shuffle.
Certified bop.
You know what? Speaking of, that is not a super chat. Hold on real quick, because my computer's saying, Joey.
I'm feeling Carmella.
I am feeling Carmella. Thank you guys for the chat. I'm going through.
But I respect your opinion, Herb.
I respect your opinion. Just not going to talk about it. Let's see. I am looking, you guys, but I am missing a few of these. But guys, honestly, those are the only. That was the only super chat that I saw was Naomi Parent B. So I really hope that we gave the correct analysis.
There's one. I don't know if this is a super. I have like a thing that says, "Listen, I don't know how to do this." Put this on the screen, but it says, "Listen," from Ryle's Riri. It says, "Listen, all I want is a Naomi Sasha Banks tag team." Is that the one? That might be the one.
Is it a different color than the rest of the chat?
It's red. Yeah.
Yes,
red.
that is a super chat.
Okay. So. But I like it. Yeah, I love Team Bad. So
I'm here for it.
So
I want it.
I mean,
if they get Naomi hats again, yeah.
yes, thank you so much, Riles, for that one. I mean, I would like to see Naomi and Sasha do a tag team, but honestly, where would they do anything with them? Because they seem to put Naomi in all of these different tag scenarios, and then they don't let her do anything.
Right.
To be honest, I want Naomi, now that the Lana tag team era is over, I want her to get a legitimate feud. I want her to be in the title picture, or like turn heel or something like that. I know a few months ago we were saying, hey, put her in, shit, I can't remember the name of the tag team now with Bobby. Not the tag team, but the team with
The
Hurt
Hurt
Business?
Yeah, Hurt Business. Put her in the Hurt Business or something like that. Like give her MVP as a manager, which I think could be, really good for her. I think a heel turn would be fresh. I think it'd be helpful. I think it'd put her in the spotlight. I'm not against the idea of her teaming with Sasha, but I think both of them aren't really tag team stars. I think they're individual stars.
Could you imagine if Naomi was teaming with Lana and then just said, I'm going to join the Hurt Business that's led by your ex-husband?
Oh, Lana would get hurt. So, physically and emotionally.
And this is Ring the Bell. We love that here. No, that's good. Well, you guys, that is our time for this week. We've talked about all of Raw and SmackDown. Let's go ahead and see where you guys can follow us all across the social medias. Queen PR, where can people find you across social media?
I am on all platforms at Queen3_PR, and of course follow Those Wrestling Girls. Shout out to my wonderful co-host Krista B. I love you. Hopefully she can be on in the future. But check out our recent episodes. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have a logo design contest, and I just want to thank you for having me again. I have been a Ring the Bell fan for years, and I love Golden Era podcast. And it was so good to work with you again, Teddy. Like, this has been awesome. Thank you.
You too.
It's been so awesome having you here, and I want to reiterate, go listen to Those Wrestling Girls. I just listened to your Tamina spotlight last night, and it was so good. It's such good content. Please go check them out. Teddy, where can people find you around the interwebs?
I am on Instagram at Teddy_Chavez and Twitter, just Teddy Chavez altogether. But also, I have a podcast and a YouTube channel with my Rest Friend. This is my cousin, Edie. It's called Rest Friends, and we're on YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram at Rest Friends. And our podcast is the Rest Friends podcast, where we talk about mostly women's wrestling, but we do talk about everything.
It's really good. And they focus a lot on AEW and NXT. So if you guys want opinions on the women's roster over there, please go check them out. And Jake Smith, where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Jake, not Jacob Smith, and you can find me on Twitter at Jake Isn't Jacob. My name is not Jacob for those following along. And you can also, I pulled it up because I always get this wrong on our podcast. You can listen to the Golden Era podcast on all podcast platforms. It is a history of the WWE women's division from like the early 2000s on. So, like that Trish, Lita, Jazz, Molly, Nydia, I don't know why she was the first one to pop in my head era. But all those girls. I mean, you can follow that podcast as well. Golden Era _pod on Twitter. We do today's and histories and stuff. So like really random crap you forgot about and stuff. But yeah, you can follow me on that stuff.
Absolutely wonderful. And you remember Nydia because she's going to give you one of them special kisses.
You know what? I was chewing gum before this, and I think that was twirling it on my finger, so I think that was it.
I love it. And guys, you can follow me at Joey_Mayberry on Instagram and Twitter, Joey.Mayberry on TikTok. Check out my YouTube channel. I do a podcast with Mr. Tommy Purr every week covering all of wrestling. Sometimes it's exhausted. It's called Tops and Bottoms. I'm here every single Saturday with a new panel of women's wrestling analysts for Ring the Bell Live. And I am with Jake Smith every single Friday to talk about golden memories. And for the first time on Ring the Bell, I want to say, Jesus, man.
Yes.
I love it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we will see you next week for an all-new Ring the Bell Live. Bye, everyone.
Bye.